welcome. I'm Melinda Kila. Tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari declared June the 12th as Nigeria's New Democracy Day, confers highest national honor on Moshood Abiola. Police insist Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki is still under investigation in connection with the bank robbery in Offa, Kwara State. House resolves to investigate lawmaker Abdulmumin Jibrin over comments alleging that the PDP masterminded resolutions at the National Assembly's joint executive session. And double jeopardy in Kenya as plane carrying 10 people disappears while third party gets involved in a road accident.
And on business news tonight, Nigeria reports 2.1 billion naira surplus in trade balance during the first 3 months of the year, improving 19% over the preceding quarter.
On sports news tonight, Nigeria's Super Eagles suffer second successive defeat after losing to Czech Republic in a pre-World Cup friendly.
President Muhammadu Buhari has declared June the 12th as Nigeria's New Democracy Day. The president made the announcement on both his Twitter handle and in a press statement, where the highest national honor of Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, GCFR, was posthumously conferred on Chief Moshood Abiola, the acclaimed winner of the 1993 presidential election. He observes that for the past 18 years, Nigerians have been celebrating May the 29th as Democracy Day, but that June the 12th, 1993, is far more symbolic of democracy. President Buhari recalls that it was a day millions of Nigerians expressed their democratic will in what was undisputably the freest, fairest, and most peaceful election since independence. The president declared, and I quote, "After consultations, the federal government has decided that henceforth, June the 12th will be celebrated as Democracy Day. Therefore, government has decided to award posthumously the highest honor in the land as GCFR to Chief MKO Abiola, the presumed winner of the June 1993 cancelled elections." End of quote. Chief Abiola's running mate, Ambassador Babagana Kinjebe, is also to be invested with the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON. The same honor of GCON is to be conferred on the late human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Gani Fawemi, whom the president described as a tireless fighter for the actualization of the June 12th elections. According to the statement, the commemoration and investiture will take place on June the 12th, 2018, when the date would replace May the 29th as a national public holiday in celebration of Nigeria's Democracy Day. And that announcement by the president on the status of June 12th may have put to rest the controversy over the date. In this next report, our correspondent Oreoluwa Shonibare takes us down memory lane on the events that have defined the election that has been described as the freest in the nation's history.
Nigerians remember with nostalgia filing out on Saturday, June 12, 1993, to cast their votes for the president of their choice. They didn't have a long list of candidates to choose from, since the military government then had narrowed the choice to just two: Moshood Abiola of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, and Bashir Tofa of the National Republican Convention, NRC, through the two-party system. The elections were generally adjudged peaceful throughout the country, and Nigerians eagerly awaited the results. That waiting soon turned out into days, and then the bombshell.
It is true that the presidential election was generally seen to be free, fair, and peaceful. However, there was, in fact, a huge array of electoral practices virtually in all the states of the Federation before the actual voting began.
The days that followed were laden with protests and processions, all expressing their anger and disapproval with the junta's decision. Even the man in the middle of it all, Moshood Abiola, will not let go his mandate without putting up a fight.
The people of this country went to polls on Saturday, June 12, 1993, and without let or hindrance chose me as their president. Didn't they?
But the government of the day will not budge, and the struggle to actualize the June 12 mandate has claimed several lives, notably that of the proclaimed winner, popularly known as MKO, his wife Kudirat, Alfred Ruwane, and even a journalist, Bagaudo Kauto. 15 years after the historic election in June 2008, the man who superintended over the election declared MKO Abiola the winner. Although many applauded his courage, they wanted the government of the day to go the whole hog and declare MKO Abiola as a former president, and indeed recognize June 12 as a national holiday. Some states in the Southwest have been observing June 12 as a public holiday, but with today's announcement by President Buhari, the entire country appears to be on the same page, and the days ahead will definitely be awash with reactions on this latest development. Oralu Ashonibare, Channels Television News.
We're now being joined on the news at 10 by Professor Anthony Kila, a professor of strategy and development and the director of studies at the Center for International Advanced and Professional Studies, to discuss the announcement by the president declaring June the 12th as the nation's new Democracy Day. You're welcome to the news at 10, Prof.
Thank you for having me.
Now, it's been 25 years since the June 12th elections. Did you ever see this day coming?
Well, personally and with a group of people, we've always hoped for it, and we've continued to work tirelessly for it. On a personal note, I'm actually very touched because we worked for it, we hoped for it, but we didn't see it coming in from this president. On a personal note, I'm even more moved because just this year, I was nominated the chairman of the June 12 movement, and it's quite significant. I'm elated, very happy, actually very moved about this development.
Well, many may wonder, why now? There's been so many agitations over the years. You said so yourself, you're leading the pack of those that have been pushing for this.
Pushing, asking for it, yes.
So why do you think that the president made the announcement now?
Well, he's made an announcement now because it's convenient, because it's beneficial to do so. But you see, this is a very big moment in history. And I think, as a teacher, the best I can do tonight is to give you the three strands of thought to look at it. With this kind of announcement, there are three dimensions to look. There is the citizen consumer's view, which is to say, June 12 is great. We would have wanted it to be done before now. It is done now. Hooray and hallelujah. Then there is the scholar's view. The scholar looks at a historical moment and asks the question, why now? How has it been done? In what way? Let us speak it one by one. I think it has been done in a very fantastic way. I think this is one of the best. Actually, let me correct that. This is the best move by this presidency since elected, because they've done something that touches the core of Nigerian democracy. And the president, unlike most of the things he does, has signed it personally. I was sent a copy of the statement, and the president signed it personally, which shows you that the president is now coming out, or the presidency is coming out, to understand what the people want. In a way, what they've done, if you listen to music on the radio or TV, when you listen to music on the radio or TV, sometimes they play songs that you don't like. But when they want to do advert, they always put songs that you like. They never choose songs that is not good. So in a way, they know what is good, and they've decided to do it when it's beneficial.
So you think that this has political undertones?
Of course it has political undertones. There's no way to hide that. It'd be dumb not to see it. But it's a good hidden agenda. I wish somebody will, for political undertone, fix the light. I wish somebody for political undertone would do the road. That is the area of a scholar. Then there's a third dimension I said to you, the partisan action. You see, with this move, the presidency had tried to remove one of the biggest ammunition of the opposition to win over the democratic heartbeat of Nigeria, a geographical section and an ideological section, to say this is what we want. Now, the partisan politicians should be saying he's done it for opportunistic reason. They were making us realize that they would have done it earlier. It's not wrong. This kind of calculated move is what democracy is about. You see, we're getting to a situation that in which the presidency is dancing to the tone of the people, whether it's in a cynical way, Machiavellical way, calculated way. But the good thing is that the presidency is listening. You see, and my message to people is that if you believe in something, keep trying. For 25 years, we have been asking for this. I would go further to say, actually, MK Abiola, the symbol of June 12, should be declared president. The president that never ruled. They've all said it.
Well, he got the highest honor.
The highest honor. Good. Let's make him president. What does it cost? It's just one word. It's not going to come a rule. If they really want to go further, this MK Abiola remains the president that was elected in what everybody calls the freest, fairest, and most peaceful election. So he should be called the president of Nigeria. Maybe the president that never ruled, not just the honor. Because there are some people who have not done much and have very high honors in Nigeria.
Okay, Prof, let's wrap this up now. Now, is it possible that maybe probably in the future another president could come and reverse this decision?
Well, another president might try. Everything is possible in Nigeria. There's still maze, things happen. But what we need to remember is that vigilance is the eternal price to pay for democracy. And people need to keep trying. And if you let me, in less than 1 minute, pay tribute to those with vision and doggedness have continued to push for this, to those who have laid their life for this. Your reporter earlier noted that some states in Nigeria recognize it, others are not, others is not. Today we're on the same page, he said, I quote him, because of a precedent fear. Let us take our time to recognize those who have the vision and the doggedness to go for it when others didn't. I make a very simple roll call. Frank Kokori, Gani Fawemi, Beko Ransom Kuti, and a very young, a contemporary among us, Wale Okuneyi, the convener of June 12, who, when nobody believed, they kept on pushing for this thing. And I think, you see, with this move, whatever the reason is, it gives hopes to Nigerians, especially the new ones, the young ones, who are easily swayed that nothing matters, your vote doesn't count. Let Nigerians know today that if you believe in something, go for it. Sooner or later, somebody will hear and move.
I think that's a good way to end this conversation. Thank you so much, Professor Anthony Kila, for speaking with us on the News at 10.
Thank you for having me.
Now to other issues now. The police are insisting that the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, has a case to answer regarding the armed robbery attack in Offa, Kwara State. The Force Public Relations Officer, Jimoh Moshood, told a news conference in Abuja that 2 more suspects arrested in connection with the crime have confessed to being political thugs of the Senate President. He adds that the police will continue investigating the Senate President to ensure that justice is done.
The armed robbery attack of 6 banks on the 5th of April 2018 in Offa, Kwara State, remains in the news as the police force vow to unravel the sponsors of the robbers.
We want you to hear from them.
At a news conference in Abuja, the Force Public Relations Officer of the force insists that the Senate President has been indicted by fresh evidence obtained by the police.
The Senate President, Senator Bukola Saraki, is still under police investigation in connection to the Offa Bank robbery, and the Nigerian police will do everything possible within the ambit of the law to ensure that justice is done in this case.
But the leader of the gang, Ayoade Akinibosun, maintains his stand that they are only political thugs to the Senate President.
Did not give him money from this operation about the robbery issue. We are only his political thugs, that's all.
With the arrest of 2 more suspects, the police reaffirmed their commitment to bring the perpetrators of the armed robbery and their sponsors to justice.
The Nigerian police force will not be cowed or succumb to intimidation from any quarters in carrying out a thorough and discreet investigation into the Offa Bank robbery, where significant successes have been recorded. The ongoing investigation will be driven to a logical conclusion. We hereby call on all and sundry, all the public-spirited individuals and other Nigerians that have been assisting the police with information in this regard, that the Inspector General of Police greatly appreciated their effort. And we want all interest groups to know that this case will not be swept under the carpet.
Although the Senate President is yet to respond to the allegations made by the robbers, the police have vowed they will not be cowed or intimidated by anyone in the discharge of their duties.
In part two, after the break, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, launches Humanitarian Innovation Hub in Adamawa State, reaffirms faith in the Nigerian youth and technology as the way forward. Please stay with us for details.